So good afternoon again, everyone. I wish to acknowledge this land on which the University of Toronto operates. For thousands of years, it has been the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. Today, this meeting place is still the home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land. Welcome everyone again, and thank you for joining me today for this Connect and Learn session about printing to PDF in ROSI. I know November is a very busy time for everyone, so I really appreciate you joining me today for this session. If you don't know me, my name is Aline Prevot. I'm a Services Engagement Coordinator with Student Information Systems at EASY. And we're having this session today because ROSI printing is transitioning to PDF only in early 2023. This Connect and Learn will feature a 15-minute presentation followed by a Q&A. So I do ask that you keep your questions for the end of the presentation. You can submit questions in the chat during the presentation though, but we will address them in the Q&A period. Also, if you need to turn on captions, in the top menu of Microsoft Teams, you will see 3 dots with more. Click on this button and you can turn on live captions right there. Okay, I'm just gonna switch screen. Sorry, there's still people joining right now. So in today's session, we will review how to select ECOPRINT and retrieve PDF files, why select ECOPRINT versus files, and how to retrieve CSV files. So let's start. I will share my screen with you and go to ROSI. First thing we said is how to select ECOPRINT and retrieve PDF files. The rule is to always use ECOPRINT as the destination printer. For the purpose of this demo, I will use a report from the 1F institutional report menu, as this report does not include student information. Although you may not use this report, the principles and directions will apply to the reports that you will use for your work. To print a report to PDF in ROSI, you need to complete all the relevant parameters for your report. Then you need to type Y in the print report field and also Y and submit, and you can press enter. In the batch submission window, you need to enter ECOPRINT. It's written already for me, but it might not be written, so you will have to type it in. And then you just need to press enter. So at the bottom of the ROSI page, the ROSI screen here, you will see a job number that will appear after you submit your report. This is your job number, and it starts by job 00 followed by 5 digits. This is your job output number, so you need to save it or leave your ROSI page open and accessible so you can come back to it. So my number here is 65277. So now we can go to ROSI files, and I can open the folder with the user ID and open my ECOPRINT folder. Now we need to find the date of the day, including the job number, because the job output in PDF is in this folder. So today we are the 22nd, so it's pretty easy. And this is the job number that we have here. So that's correct. So you can click on the arrow, the small arrow on the left side to open the folder. And here is your PDF. You might want to wait a few minutes before you open the PDF if your report includes a lot of data and ROSI needs time to complete it. Then you can just click on the PDF to open it. I also want to remind you that you need to keep student information safe. You can view the Managing Confidential Information video on the SIS SharePoint site. under the Getting Started page for more details on this. And like I said earlier, we will share all the links with you, so don't worry, you will have access to it. If you need to save a copy of your download locally, you need to right-click and press Save As. Then you can save the PDF in a secure location in OneDrive. So I'm going to select my OneDrive and my profile, my easy folder, and I can save it here. You can also save it in a local SharePoint site or a server. And remember, the file also goes to your browser download folder. So I'm just going to open another page here. Here we are. So yes, the file goes to your browser download folder, which has to be cleaned after you're done. So in Chrome, you go to the three dots at the top right corner here and go to download. And here I see the file that just downloaded, so you can click on the cross here. So this is how you can keep student information safe. Now we're going to talk about why select ECOPRINT versus files. I'm just going to close this. So you should never use files as a printer destination. Advanced users may want to navigate into files and their job folder to check the status of a job. If this is actually what you need to do, then we're going back to ROSI. Again, enter your parameters for the report and type Y here to submit and press enter. Again, you need to enter ECOPRINT if it's not there and press enter again. We have now another job number that appeared at the bottom of ROSI screen. Again, you need to save it or keep your ROSI page open so you can go back to it. This one is 278, so let's go to ROSI files. And you need again to open your ROSI, your user ID folder. And inside this folder, there is another folder with your user ID and an I on the end right there. So you can click on the arrow to open it. Find the folder now with the date of the day, including your job number. So again, we're 22nd. I think it's 278. Yes, 278. So this is the one. So we can click on the small arrow on the left side to open this folder. This is where you can check the status of your job to see if the job is completed or if it failed. Here you can see it says job completed, so we're good. The download has been successful. The next thing we're going to view is how to retrieve a CSV file. So let's go back to ROSI. And for the purpose of this demo, I will use the divisional diagnostic menu, which is direct command 4B, because again, it doesn't include student information. So to print a report to CSV file in ROSI, enter all your parameters for the report. So I will use 2022 9, and we're going to use SGS. And I can say Y to submit and print, enter, press enter. Okay, it looks like oh yes, I entered the wrong character. Now it should be good, so let's press enter again. And here we are with the destination printer one more time. Again, enter ECOPRINT and press enter. So we have a new job number at the bottom of ROSI screen. This one ends by 279. So you can just remember it or go leave your page open and go to ROSI files. Here, we're going to go one more time to the user ID folder and go to the ECOPRINT folder. You need again to find the date of the day with the job number that we just found. So that's 279. So this is the one. This is the job, the folder with the job number we need to open. So you can click on the small arrow next to it. And your CSV file ends with CSV, .csv actually, right there. You can open it by just clicking on it. I would say you might want to wait a minute or two as well before you open the file, just in case your reports include a lot of data. Otherwise, you can just click on it, and to open your CSV file, you see at the bottom in the browser downloads, we have it here, so you can just click on that, or you can open it from your download folder in File Explorer. In fact, if your CSV file doesn't open directly in Excel, I'm going to close this. Just go to your File Explorer, go to the downloads file, and here is the CSV file we just downloaded. So you can double click on this, and it should open in Excel. So this is pretty straightforward. For general users, CSV versions are available for pre-count diagnostic reports in the 4BB menu. They are also available for specific batch jobs that registrars' offices may request, such as registration rollovers or course rollovers. We will add more reports over time, so feel free to make suggestions if you have reports that you use frequently and need to manipulate the output. Note though that we can only convert reports that are in a table format. And once again, you need to remember to keep student information safe. So once you are done, delete the file from the browser download. So it's here, you can just click on that. And this way, everything is safe. So in short, use ECOPRINT in the destination printer fields to print a report to PDF or to CSV file in ROSI. And go to your ECOPRINT folder in ROSI files to retrieve your PDF or CSV file. And we have some additional resources. The first one is the ROSI printing FAQ, which is in the SIS SharePoint site, so that will be shared in the email as well. And the other material we have is an ESC article on how to print to PDF in ROSI. That's it for the presentation. Rod or Haroon, do we have any questions in the chat?
We've had a couple of questions in the chat that Haroon and I have answered. The basic one is, can I continue using files? I've been using files instead of ECOPRINT. That's fine, but we're recommending ECOPRINT because it's easier to navigate to for most users. If you direct it to files, then you have to find the job and you have to dig through the additional messages, most of which are only of interest to advanced users or the rare time that there might be an error. So that's the only question. I will follow up on one thing about the CSV files. Oh, and Haroon notes that if you send it to files, it won't go to ECOPRINT. So really it's one or the other. Then following up on the CSV issue, Haroon noted that only certain reports will generate a CSV file. At the moment, they specifically are the ones in the 4BB menu, the reports, what we refer to as the pre-count diagnostics. These are the reports that check for data anomalies, and registrar's offices and graduate units may use these in advance of the data collection for the Ministry of Colleges and Universities on November 1st, February 1st, and in the summer at various states. They produce files that are lists, or reports that are lists. It's where we start it. We'll add more if there are requests for more, but the data output does have to be in a compatible format. We need to be able to produce a list. There are a couple of others that we created, but they're of interest mostly to divisional registrar's offices, and they produce the output for special jobs that they ask us to run, namely the course rollover and the student registration rollover that's done in advance of students enrolling in courses and registering for the session. But again, we'll add more if we have requests and there are needs to do so. I see Haroon has his hand up.
Hi, Eileen. Just wanted to mention when you were talking about file hygiene within the browser, if you don't mind sharing your Chrome window again, I would like to maybe expand on that a little bit.
Sure, yeah. Okay, I am in the download right now.
Right. So I think if we could try downloading some other file and we'll
Yes.
see what the difference between just clicking X or show in folder would make a little bit of difference.
Okay. So I just downloaded something, going back to download.
Yeah, so you need to go
Oh,
to ROSI files first, then actually do a download, and then we'll
right.
take it from there.
Oh, yes, yeah, okay.
Right. So now if we go to tools download.
So downloads. Yes.
So so if clicking X right at this point will only remove it from this list. So if you go to show in folder first in the bottom left, it's immediately underneath where the icon is and the name is.
Here?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is where it's, if possible, we need to delete it from here as well.
Yes. Absolutely, yeah. Thank you for mentioning this, Haroon. So I'm gonna delete actually now from here as well, because it remained in the download folder, so in the file explorer. And also, if you have like multiple downloads here, you can just go on the top right corner, click again on the three dots, and you can clear all. Because sometimes you have multiple ones, so you don't want to click all the X next to each one. So you can just clear all and it will clean it up.
So
Okay.
we insist on this for any files that contain confidential student or staff data. You really need to keep it clean, and you should only be storing one copy and storing it in a secure place. But it's worth noting, this is the download folder that's common to all the computers you work on. If you're downloading your bank statement or any other personal stuff, this is probably something you want to do all the time with those other files, but absolutely do it with anything with student data.
Okay, is there any other questions that we could answer?
Yes, there's a question from Carol.
Okay. Can I still download using a delimiter where CSV is not an option in ROSI in order to create a CSV/Excel spreadsheet?
Yeah, do you want me to take that?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so Carol, you should, if you're doing a proper download, you should still put in a delimiter, and it should not be a comma. I use a $sign. You want a symbol that wouldn't appear in actual data, and you don't want a comma because it could show up in a course title or in a student address. So $sign, but that is specific to the downloads. The CSVs that we're talking about here are part of report output, and specifically the pre-count diagnostics.
Does that answer your question, Carol? If not, feel free to unmute and ask.
Okay. Yes, no, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Jeff asked about deleting from the downloads folder. Does it then go to the recycle bin? I believe so. Haroon could correct me. Oh, Haroon did. So yes, you should. Unfortunately, you should be deleting twice. Karosh asked about the extra spaces. I take it this is after things like names. that usually is because of the field length. And you'll see that certainly in downloads, if you do downloads. It is because of the general field length, and there isn't much we can do about that.
Okay. Any other question? No. So if there's no more questions, at least for now, we can end the Connect and Learn session today. And if you have more questions, feel free to go to the Student Information Systems website, SharePoint sites. And also we are available through the ESC platform if you need to contact us about something. Ronnie or Haroon, did you want to mention anything else?
No, I'm good, thank you.
No, I'm good too.
Okay. Well, thanks again, everyone, for joining me today. I hope it was helpful, and we will talk soon again, I'm sure. Have a great day.